Kiss me like a Sunday. There's your garbage English lyrics.
What does that even mean?
That we'll get to later. Spoilers.
Yes. Yeah.
What's up, everyone? It's Nate here from Truly Daebak with another episode of the DaebakCast. This is episode 133. If you don't know what the DaebakCast is, it is a podcast, weekly podcast, where we talk about K-pop and the Korean music industry. Mostly, every once in a while, we branch out into other forms of Korean entertainment. And usually Jacob's here. He is not, because I don't even know where he is anymore.
Is he still? Is
I don't
he
think
PA
he
with
is.
his like his nerd
Yeah, he
thing?
went on like a trip with some friends that he met playing Pokemon online. And I don't know if that's still happening, but either way, I think he's like at his dad's if he's
one
not.
One day I think he needs to explain like the whole timeline of his like entire like gaming group, because it's fascinating. Yeah. It's just apparently like they started off in like YouTube comments, have been friends for like 10 years or something like that. I don't know. It's something crazy. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, Jacob's not here. He's one of our regular hosts. And also I'm joined by Andrew, who usually has 3 things.
Okay, this is your Fire Emblem Three Houses weekly update. Nate, where are you at?
Like chapter 2. I've done 2 actual battles, basically. The fight against the other 2 houses, and then the fight against the bandits. That's about it.
I think I'm on like chapter 7, chapter 8 now. I mean, like, because once you start getting more, because after once you start progressing in the story, like the chapters, like you have more to do in terms of like going on auxiliary battles or side quests, or other like paralogs start showing up, or like more activities with your students and everything. So yeah, I think I'm getting pretty far in the game, almost halfway, I guess. So. I haven't been able to play as much just because I've been watching a lot of wrestling lately, but yeah, I've been pretty much every time I'm on the train, I'm just playing it. So.
Yeah, I was grinding out the Destiny event armor, so I got to finish that this week, so I'll be playing a lot more Fire Emblem now. If
you're also playing Fire Emblem Three Houses, let us know where you're at in the comments below.
No spoilers. No spoilers,
please, yeah. I'd rather not know what happens to my precious waifus until I get there. Number 2, on Friday I went to this like independent wrestling show out in Queens. There's nothing like spending a Friday night in a non-air conditioned venue with like hundreds of other sweaty like dudes. I mean that
sounds horrible.
Yeah. That's wrestling shows in a nutshell, I guess. But I mean, it was fun. Like really cool. Like wrestling is so stupid yet so amazing at the same time. Like I don't really know how else to explain it, but yeah, it's just really cool to see wrestling shows all the time around here. And just some news that just sort of broke this morning. I saw that BTS said they're going to take like an extended break, which my first thought was finally, because I mean these guys are like almost killing themselves in terms of like how much they have to do in Japan and how much they have to do in Korea, how much they do here in America. Like we mentioned, we had that whole conversation about like just like stress and like getting overworked and like how sustainable idle workload is, and like that whole topic a couple weeks ago with Sam and that whole thing. So yeah, it's good. It's a long time coming. I think they need a long break now. And now that they have TXT, they don't have to carry the load all on their own anymore. Well, when Big hit, so that's a nice thing to see.
Yeah, they plus they bought Source, and they're supposedly buying another company. So like, yeah, it's not just BTS.
You heard it here, folks. Big hit. The Epic Games, or the Epic Game Store of K-pop, just buying up other companies. Yeah. Actually, no. In that case, they'd be the the THQ Nordic. But actually, no. Yeah, THQ Nordic
Microsoft.
They'd
be Microsoft.
Yeah. Okay. So those are weird gaming comparisons. So that's it, I guess. Those are my 3 things. I guess you could do our usuals about clicking bells and whatnot.
Yeah. So if you enjoy the podcast, subscribe to us on YouTube. Click the notification bell so you'll get notified when we put episodes up, because they don't always show up in your timeline or your suggested feed or whatever YouTube calls it. Review us on iTunes if you're an audio listener, or if you're not. Either way, it helps us out. And of course, follow or join our Discord That's a good place to talk to us. We're hanging out there most of the time.
I would like more of our audio listeners to maybe reach out to us, because we get like hundreds of listens every week. So I'm just interested into seeing like who out there is listening to us, because we don't really see too, like, our only like sort of direct sources of feedback would be either Twitter or like the Discord. So like if you can, just try to reach out to us. Hey, I'm an audio listener, because I don't know, I'm just, part of me is just paranoid that it's just like a bunch of bots just listening to our stuff every week. But I'm just like, why are they listed from different like countries, like the U.S. and the Philippines and like some parts of other parts of Asia and Europe or whatever? So I mean, like, it can't all just be bots listening to us. So
and that's a good point. You can tweet at us if you don't want to join the Discord or whatever. That's a good way to reach us as well. But hang out in Discord. There's a good small community we've built there that hangs out pretty much every day and talks about K-pop and other stuff. So we do fun stuff like song ratings.
And watch MMA at 3 a.m.
I didn't know that.
That's what me and Stu do sometimes. Because
channel that I have muted.
Yeah, fighting sports. Yeah, because sometimes there's like MMA that's on it, or like wrestling that's on in Japan, and then Stu's just like, I'm gonna stay up till 3 a.m. So it's fun.
Okay. So that's it for the intro. I guess let's get to topic 1, which is Rocket Punch's debut, Pink Punch, which Andrew, you're reading, I think, right?
It kind of reminds me of like isn't Pink Punch kind of supposed to be the original name of like Blackpink or something like that? That's what I heard.
They're Pink Punk.
Pink Punk, close enough. So it's funny. I don't know. Anyway, so Rocket Punch is a 6-member girl group under Woollim Entertainment. It is only their second girl group after Lovelyz, so that's pretty interesting that they waited a while to branch out into second groups. So I just wanted to go through some of the members, since a lot of people might not know who Pink Punch or Rocket Punch is, or who all these members are. So we have Yeonhee, we have Jori, Takahashi Jori, former member of AKB48 and member of Produce 48, most famous because she's probably the biggest K-pop fan on that show from the AKB system, like, and her debut evaluation performance thingy was Playing with Fire, and she became a meme because everyone thinks her face looks like an egg. She made really big news at the end of last year, graduating from AKB48 after a couple of years to pursue a K-pop career. It's pretty much unheard of at this point. And she's kind of caught in the middle of the Japan-Korea tensions. Like, I don't know if you saw, but somebody asked her a question about, like, it's like, what do you suggest? Like, I don't know. Like, it's like, what is she supposed to do? She's an idol. And
I wouldn't say she was caught in the middle of it, but she just, someone at their debut showcase asked about it, and the moderator handled it. So
good. Because I mean, like,
said, like, that's a dumb question. Why did you ask that? Focus on the album.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's nothing Jody can do, like, on her own to sort of fix it, and there's no win-win answer either way, because either A, Koreans hate her, or B, she looks like a traitor to her native country. So what are you gonna do? I mean, people think that anyway, unfortunately, just because she's promoting Korea, but which is stupid, because I mean, like, a lot of Koreans promote in Japan, and like they willingly accept them into the marketplace. So why is the other direction so, I don't know, repulsive? So, but I mean, she has a bigger fan base in Korea, I feel, in all honesty, just because of the popularity she gained through Produce 48. So it was kind of a no-brainer for her to come here and join Woollim. Also, there are other members of are part of Produce 48. First one being Suyeon, Kim Suyeon. Her catchphrase was "Suyeon energy." That's the only thing I remember about her, because she got eliminated in like the 40s. Remember her at all. She was in High Tension, and then she was in one of the instruction, like, dance like position evaluations.
Okay.
Then the next member is Yeon Kyung. Another Produce 48 member is Sohee, Kim Sohee. Her hair changed a lot, so you can't even recognize her, because on all of her like Produce 48 pictures, she has like a long black hair with like into like twin tails, and on here she has like short hair, so I did not recognize her. She was in Boombaya and Medicare. I think her and Suyeon got eliminated roughly around the same time. so that's why we don't remember them. But it was them, and then Chaewon, and then Eunbi as part of like the 4 Woolim trainees, and then obviously Jody came in with AKB48, and then the last member is Dahyun, who is the maknae. Oh my god, Dahyun from Twice is pulling double duty. I'm just kidding. Is that really a common name, or like?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's that uncommon.
Yeah, I honestly hadn't heard of the name Dahyun until Dahyun from Dubu from Twice, but yeah, so 6-member group. And I guess
she's born 2005.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Like I was in middle school when she was born. That is disturbing.
In high school.
What? Seriously? 2005? You were in high school? No way. No, you're not that old.
Yeah, I was.
Oh my god!
I graduated in 2009.
Oh, that's weird. Okay. Anyway, on to the actual music.
So it was freshman year.
Yeah,
it was freshman year.
Yeah, I cannot fathom people being born that late. That's just super weird to me. Anyway, getting on to the actual album of Pink Punch, starting off with the intro track entitled Pink Punch. And so I was like, oh, it's nice that they have an intro track. And then when I looked up who made this in Bim Bam Boom, it made so much sense. They're like feature single and this intro are made by Iggy and Youngbae. I'm just like, oh, makes total sense, because GFriend has intros on like 90% of their of their albums, so no surprise. I mean, it's nothing too crazy, but I just like the concept of intros a lot in general, because it's good for like live stages or like anytime you perform it, it's cool. Again, nothing too crazy. It's some like Moombahton, like the drum and bass parts. Again, it's kind of reminiscent of what the song goes into, so it's a good sort of teaser. I think they even used it in some of the teaser. Just to sort of introduce the group or the song as it is.
Yeah, pretty much the same thoughts. Like it's basically like, I got that like tropical house vibe, and it's actually got a bit of like Lovely's vibe in there too. There's a bit of like chiptune type stuff. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, it sets up the single and the album really well, because it matches it very thematically.
Mm-hmm. Getting into the actual debut single entitled Bim Bam Boom. I don't know what the trend is with all these like onomatopoeia titles.
Yeah.
Bim Bam Boom did it. I don't know, like every single Momoland title.
Yeah. Simsalabim.
What does that even mean? Like Bim Bam Boom, at least.
Like well, the Red Velvet's supposed to be like a spell, I think.
I guess.
Like a take on like Alakazam or whatever.
I guess. At least Bim Bam Boom it sounds like it's an onomatopoeia for just like some type of instrument or whatever. So that's somewhat understandable. Anyway, so yeah, like I mentioned before, this song is produced by Iggy and Youngbae of GFriend fame. So that's always a plus going into songs. Well, sometimes, because I'm pretty hit or miss on Iggy and Youngbae, but I'm kind of on a GFriend high lately. I'd say, I'd have to be honest though, at first blush, like I didn't really like the song, just because I don't know. It's definitely a song that kind of took some growing to sort of
I'm surprised you like it at all.
I mean, yeah, like if you know me, I pretty much hate anything that's Tropical House Moombahton. Like I find it just super boring and outdone at this point. Yeah, and I do still have some, I'd say that'd be the main issue with it, but where it's good, I'd say it's really good. I'd say the one thing I'd probably change about this song, and I guess is sort of, I don't know, maybe the concept of the song is, so the first chorus is like your typical like Tropical House Moombahton like drop. The second time around, or no, once they get into the second verse of the song, it's this like really like chiptunes, like almost drum and bass type of instrumental, and the way that, and like even the second chorus, like the way the lyrics that they do for the second chorus is completely different than the way they did for the first one, because the first one is mostly just bim bam boom and then like a drop and then there's some lyrics towards the end, whereas the second chorus is do 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 do, like they have that part with like the lyric that actually might be my favorite part in the entire song. I think that's Jury doing that the singing of that, so yeah, that might be my favorite part of the entire song. So that's probably what the redeeming part of it for me is. I feel that second verse, or the second verse and second chorus, is kind of what I wanted out of this group. Just something super fun, upbeat, almost. And yeah, I feel like I kind of wish the entire song was like that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a bit of like tropical house elements in it, but I felt like they had something there with having that like really like upbeat sort of drum and bass sound, and they were able to essentially recreate do the same chorus essentially, just with two different like instrumentals, and I felt it worked better with not just having it be a drop chorus and have them do more vocals. So yeah, I'd say, yeah, that's where I'm sort of like torn on this song a bit, where like I kind of wish it wasn't just so much tropical house and went into more of that more of the chiptunesy vibe. So vocals, I think
so you want them to be like Lovelyz, is what you're telling me.
No, I find this way more enjoyable than Lovelyz. I don't know why. Granted, like I mean, Lovelyz Wow was like probably one of my favorite Lovelyz songs. I'd say like this isn't necessarily in the same direction of it as that. I guess this is more, I'd say that it's more like drum and bass influence than Lovelyz is, as opposed to like Lovelyz just being straight up chiptunesy. I guess like on the G friend scale, I guess like Lovelyz would be way more towards like, I guess like cuter G friend, where this is just a lot more like hype G friend, or just like different, like, or like house G friend, I guess.
Yeah.
So nothing crazy in terms of like vocal standouts, I guess, and that's definitely something they have to work on.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, I'm kind of impressed with Judy's Korean pronunciation, because I thought it'd be kind of a problem. Also, again, for those that aren't familiar with like AKB48, like the way they sing there is really different. Like they like the nasally type of like singing style, and I almost couldn't recognize her voice here because it's so different. So she's only been training at Woolim for probably like what, 7 months, 8-9 months maybe. So like for her to sort of make that leap in such a short time is pretty impressive. So yeah, in terms of the music, I'd say yeah, I do like it despite its sort of setbacks. In terms of the video, I'd say it's kind of weird. like I don't hate it. It's just, why is there a CG leopard running around the music video for no reason? Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at the lyrics or anything, if that has anything to do with like why it's out there, but I guess, I don't know. It's just, I mean, I love the outfits. I love the outfits because they have all this like Boston stuff, Red Sox stuff on, and just I guess in general, like the outfits look nice. Choreo is pretty cool too, like especially during that like the sort of chiptunes drum and bass part, like specifically where Jerry's singing, like they have the really cool like sort of hand movements. Like it's probably a really fun live stage if you guys want to go check it out. So. And also, they're doing pretty well. Like we were talking before the show started, this like combined between the Woolim channel and the When the K channel, it's almost at 8 million views. I mean, I don't know how much of that is like fans of AKB48 or that sort of thing, but I mean, even if you're getting like non-K-pop fans to sort of check it out just because of Jury, I'd say that's a win at the end of the day. I mean, just getting more exposure. So it seems like they're doing really good, especially for a group with. I mean, Lovelyz definitely Lovelyz is kind of a niche in their own right, and so for Rocket Punch to have this much momentum behind them at the beginning, I'd say it's a good thing overall. So yeah, definitely, I'm definitely happy with this comeback or this debut.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I didn't think you'd like it, but I guess it sounds like it took a little bit at least. Yeah, for me, no surprise. I enjoyed it. I liked the start. I liked how the synths had like an Eastern instrumental like vibe to them.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, it's nothing special for like the Tropical House Mobutun's like style song. But I still enjoy listening to them, even if they're not like anything surprising or like fancy. I think the chorus is really bouncy and catchy, the first one, and like you said, I really like the second, like how it picks up in the second verse and the second chorus. I think the second chorus, the instrumental is like much busier, and I really liked that about it. Like you said, it just picks up, and I think it improves the song. And yeah, I agree. I think it would have been better if that was the whole song, but I still enjoyed the first chorus too. As for the music video, I don't really like it. I mean, it's not like egregiously bad. it's just super generic.
Yeah, I mean,
like nothing happened. Like the set is
there's no
like
story.
the neon colors. The neon colors look good, like, and the neon signs and stuff. But like, there's nothing special about the set direction. There's not really any story. Which I don't need a story, but like literally nothing. It's just like them, just random shots of them, and then choreography. And then the random leopard scenes, which don't make any sense.
It doesn't seem like a music video made with purpose. It seems like a music video for the sake of making a music video in a way.
Yeah, exactly. And then some of the styling I didn't think was very good either. There was one that stood out to me. There was one where they're all in like black like Nike like training outfits, and it like doesn't match the set or anything at all. Like it's all black and white like athletic clothes. And I'm like, that doesn't match at all with all these like colorful neon colors and lights and stuff. I'm like,
I mean, yeah, the other outfits I did like.
Weird.
Like they have like a lot of like where they're wearing like sort of like windbreaker jackets or like the sequin sort of like
the sequin outfits were good, but I felt like some of them were it was hit or miss. Which like usually styling I feel like is something most groups do like pretty well. Like it's very rare for an outfit to actually stand out to be bad to me, and this was one of the rare times. So that's why I felt like I had to point it out. It just didn't match with the rest of the set or the music video. It felt like it looked like something they would do like practice dance music
like a practice
dance
MV,
video or they're just in their training room, like they were just in like training clothes and it was all black, and I was like, this doesn't match at all.
Because like
this just looks weird.
If you look at like this sort of background, it's like all these like bright pastel
neon
colors,
yellows
and purples and pinks and blues and everything and black.
So like when I saw those outfits I was like, well,
stands out
weird.
Like a sore thumb.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I do really like the choreography. I thought it's really good. It's really fun, and I think it fits the song well. Overall, I liked the song. I thought it was a good debut. I can understand why some people don't like it. I mean, a lot of people are tired of the Tropical House stuff, and it's not really nothing too special. But as everyone knows, I enjoy that. So
yeah. I'm kind of surprised they weren't announced for KCON LA. I thought this group would be kind of like a lock, kind of new goo group, Produce 48 ties.
Might be too early or like too quick though. I mean, it's 2 weeks after they debuted.
I mean, hey, like you had AB6 come into friggin' KCON like a week or two after they debuted.
Was it a week?
It was like 2 weeks after they debuted. So,
oh really? Okay.
So I mean, they're 100% going to be a lock for KCON Japan. Like, you know that's going to be a thing.
Oh, yeah, I think they'll be there.
Yeah.
They'll probably be there next year, too.
I mean, yeah, I could see Rocket Punch coming to KCON
especially if none of the big companies go again.
Yeah, no,
because they have to pull from the like mid-tier companies like Starship or Pledis like they did this year, or Woolham,
Yeah. So I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they end up on like the KCON circuit, and I'd love to see them live. This choreography or this whole entire song is just so fun. It would probably be amazing live. So yeah, just really good job on, I guess, sort of meeting my expectations on that point. Moving on, we have Love Is Over, which was the sort of second song that they promoted alongside Bim Bam Bum. This song does not need to be on here. I'm sorry. It's just basically
kind of what I expected you to say.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, Jacob's usually like the stickler for placement, but kind of putting this like,
oh no, this was really bad placement. Yeah,
I mean, like putting another sort of tropical like Moombahton song after Bim Bam Boom, it's just like all of the impact is lost on me. I'm just like, okay. I mean, that's all I really have to say about it. And I guess like, yeah, I'm more critical of placement if anything. Yeah, it just sounds kind of like a ripoff of Bim Bam Boom in a way. And yeah, maybe if it was placed somewhere else, it would stand out more. But yeah, where they put it, it was just a really bad placement idea.
Yeah, for me, so I enjoyed this song too. I like how it has like a heavier vibe, if that makes sense. And I like that they're like singing in lower registers. So yeah, it's just got like that like lower, heavier vibe, but yeah, it is more Tropical House. And I think the biggest problem, I agree that it really shouldn't have come after Bim Bam Boom, is the chorus melody is very similar.
Yeah,
I think that's
similar.
the biggest problem. Like the actual song itself, like the verses and stuff are enough different, even though they're both like Moombahton Tropical House stuff. Like they're different enough, I would say, that it'd be okay. But the chorus melody with the synths is very similar, and I think that's the biggest problem. Like you said, putting it right after kind of made it sound, like you said, it kind of sounds like a ripoff almost. I think it would have been a good idea to make this the last song on the album and have them bookend of the album.
Yeah,
with
that
the
makes
two
more sense.
like similar sounding like tropical house songs. But yeah, having this right after Bim Bam Boom didn't make much sense. But I still enjoyed the song for what it is. It's definitely not as good, but I didn't hate it. It just felt like it was in the wrong spot.
Yeah. Next, we have Lucid Dream. And, I mean, it's a ballad, but I'd say sort of one of the notes that they, again, would have to work on in the future is, again, we kind of heard that lower register with Love Is Over, but I feel like with Lucid Dream, it's almost like they're a bit relying too much on whatever their like sort of high-end falsetto, like almost soft-spoken voice is, and in that way it kind of gets almost overpowered by just how intense the instrumental gets, because like towards the end there was like even like the sick guitar part, like sort of like, and I mean I'd say like it'd be nice to sort of have a better balance of like lower register, high register voices, just so it's not like do 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 like everyone's just like super soft-spoken. Yeah, I'd like more balance in terms of having a good sort of more impactful ballad than just everyone being like, "What? I can't hear you over the instrumental" kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, like you said, it's a ballad at the start. Like it's piano based girl group ballad. It's got strings. It's got harmonies. It's got like a drum set with fills. The one thing I did notice, like you said, well, there are two things. One, like you said, the guitar, like there's like some Spanish guitar that comes in occasionally, that stood out. But then I like how the song keeps dropping the drums and like bringing them back. I thought that was a good effect on the song. Like just having those spaces where there were no drums at all. But yeah, I mean, overall it's fine. It's not bad, but it's nothing special for a girl group ballad. If you've heard a girl group ballad, you've heard this song, and their singing isn't good enough to warrant like it being like notable, if that makes sense. Like if so, it's not like it's kind of surprising how. I don't want to say they're bad, but like they definitely need more vocal work
training. They're pretty raw in terms of vocals. And it's not just Jerry. Like I know that sort of be the narrative. Like J-pop idols can't sing or whatever. It's not just her. If anything, I'm more impressed with how much she's improved. It's definitely it's the other members as well.
Which surprised me because Lovelyz has like really good vocalists.
Lovelyz, like for as much as I rail on them for having some kind of boring songs, like they have, one thing you can't question is just how good they are vocally. So
so hopefully they'll get there with more training. But yeah, the ballad is just like, it's whatever. It's fine.
Next we have Favorite, and no pun intended, this actually, it's probably my favorite B-side. Just because, again, I think this group works well in sort of like an upbeat type of environment. So this is kind of a return to it, sort of like an R&B type of feel. This probably, again, I don't know whether if it's catchy vocals or it's good vocals or both or whatever, but I do like I really like the chorus that "You're my favorite." Like whoever's doing that, I really can't tell who the voices are at this point. Again, it's just, and there's no color-coded lyrics, but I mean, whoever did that was doing pretty good. I can pick out Jerry's voice. I just can't pick out everyone else's voices. But I'd say, this is a good vocal performance for the type of song they're going after. So more of this, please.
Yep. I enjoyed the song too. I really like the instrumentals of the song. They definitely stood out to me. I think there's a lot of empty space during the verse, which I like. And then the pre-chorus is very Lovelyz-esque. They kind of like threw in some chiptune synths for the pre-chorus, which definitely gave me that vibe. And I kind of expected that to be somewhere on the album. I thought we'd get a whole song that was like very similar to Lovelyz. But I'm surprised there wasn't one. But definitely during the pre-chorus you can hear it. And also, one thing I noticed, if you didn't listen to the song with headphones, there's a really awesome bass line in the song, but it's really subtle. Yeah, it's really quiet. So definitely like get some good headphones, and like listen for it, because that was a really cool thing that I felt it was way too subdued.
Yeah, because it has these really good sort of complementary parts to, like, especially like the drums and sort of like the synth melody they had going. So yeah, you'd never be able to hear it with like listening in your car or whatever. Yeah,
you need to listen with headphones.
And closing out this mini album, we have the final track, which is entitled "Do Something." So this would probably be my second favorite of the B-sides. Like, it's got this like really, again, just like really fun, like sort of it's almost like this like 2000s like hip hoppy type of vibe to it, especially with like this. They have like the trap hi-hat going on with a really like dun 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 dun. Like that's very like 2000s like American like music in terms of like the piano chords that they had going on in the background. So I'd say, again, where it definitely needs some work is vocals. I'd say mostly would just be I'd like a more interesting melody for the chorus, as opposed to da 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 da. It kind of comes off very flat compared to how dynamic the instrumental sounds. So yeah, I'd say that this one was my second favorite as well. So
yeah, I thought this song was unexpected to me, and this is definitely my favorite on the album. I thought the instrumentals once again were really awesome on the song. Like you said, it just gives off like a different vibe that we don't hear in K-pop a lot. I really like the multiple piano lines, like like it's not just one piano part. There's like 2 or 3 different ones that are kind of interweaved together. And they're kind of just like battling for attention. So I thought that was really cool. And yeah, it's just a song that you can just jam to. It's just fun to listen to. Like you said, so it's funny because we talked about I think they need work in their vocals. It's definitely a little rough during the slower parts of the song. But I think their vocal style actually fits the song really well.
Yeah, maybe, because the rawness definitely sort of you can get away with it in this style of like R&B type of song.
Yeah, exactly. So like they actually like felt better in the song to me. But yeah, during the slower parts, you could definitely tell like they need some work. But yeah, that's my favorite song.
So we can get on to scores. If you're joining us for the first time, we score out of a 10-point scale, with a maximum of 7 points going to the music and a maximum of 3 points for the concept of the album, the visuals, the choreography, album art, that sort of thing. So for me, I like to split up my 7 points of music into 3.5 for a single, 3.5 for an album. So surprisingly, I actually sort of bumped this up like kind of late in the game when I did my review. I gave it the single a 3 out of 3.5. Just because, again, maybe I'm kind of being lenient because it's a newer group, but again, I'd say sort of my issues with the sort of like technical aspects of it aren't necessarily, they don't outweigh how much I love this song and how catchy it is, just because I'd had Jury's like ice cream part stuck in my head the whole, like, for the past couple week or so. So yeah, I'd say continue to develop it, continue to work on it, definitely in terms of vocals, and I'd say there's a lot there for them, and it seems like they're doing pretty well with this style. So yeah, I'd say they're on a pretty good start as it is. Album 2.5 out of 3.5. Again, nothing too crazy with some of the B-sides. I'd definitely say, again, my favorite would be my favorite next to Do Something. Definitely would see what they'd like to sort of expand upon in terms of those 2 songs. Concept, I'm kind of being generous here because with a 2 out of 3, that's mostly going towards like choreography and like styling, because again, I really didn't like the video at all. Yeah, just because it wasn't really a video, but from what I've seen of the live stage and again like the outfits, there's a lot there I really enjoy. So I hope I might have to pester DJ to get, because he said he wants to do a lot of like girl group choreography this month for Diet Dance class. This would be a fun Diet Dance song. I can already tell, just because like how fun and upbeat it is. He doesn't even have to speed it up anyway. So yeah, I'm looking forward to sort of pestering. I'll go on Tuesday. I'll pester him about it. So my total score is a 7.5 out of 10. So again, that might seem low to some people, but I'd say that's a pretty good score for me, especially for a new group.
So yeah, for me, I gave them a 5 out of 7 for music. I thought, like, I enjoyed pretty much all, like, I enjoyed like 4 out of the 5 songs. I thought the ballad was okay, but they, like, I felt like I needed to take off points because like the ballad was just whatever, and I needed to take off points just because they need to work on their vocals. So I like couldn't give them too high of a score. But I enjoyed the album overall, so I felt 5 out of 7 was a good score to give. And then for concept, I gave it 2 out of 3. Like you said, like the music video, basically that whole point is lost because of the music video, but the choreography more than makes up for it. So I felt like, and like although some of the like styling wasn't great, I do like the concept. So I gave them the 2 out of 3 for that. So a 7 out of 10 for me, which is low for me, but I liked it.
So Cooper gave it a 4 out of 7 for music and a 1.5 out of 3 for concept, for a total of 5.5. I talking or like seeing like his sort of discussion or whatever. I know he, Bim Bam Boom definitely grew on him as the time went on.
Yeah, he didn't like it at all.
Yeah,
the
at
whole
first.
Like he didn't like the album at all at first.
Yeah,
but he's obsessed with the single now.
Yeah, I mean, I am too. Like, I was shocked at how much I was just sort of spamming this song, just like over like the past couple of days. So yeah, it's something that kind of snuck up on me in that sort of way. So, sort of dividing that by 3, we don't have Jacob notes this week, so it's like a 6.6, 6 and 2/3, 6.5.
6.6 repeating, so 6.5.
Yeah, I mean that's not too bad of a score. I definitely that's probably the most optimistic 6.5 we'd probably give out here. At Truly Daebak. They definitely have a bigger upsides than some other groups we've given that sort of number, but yeah, let us know what your thoughts are on Rocket Punch's debut, on Bim Bam Bum. Do you like the sort of Moonbaton style of the song, or do you like the more sort of chiptunesy drum and bass style of song? Who's your favorite member, and why is it Jury? Because everyone should stand the egg, not our egg, the AKB48 egg.
Yes.
Yeah, let us know all your thoughts in the comments below.
They're having fun. The music's fun to jam along to, and it might not be the most interesting musically or the most technically complicated, but it's fun. Basically, like, what I think is, like, this is what I want Blackpink to be, just like a less serious version of themselves. Like, that's how